Tere kõigile! Mina olen Soome AruCAD Süsteemidest ja mul on hea meel alustada seda Veebinari koos meie partneri CGS Labs konsultantidega. Veebinari salvestatakse ja jagame seda ka siis hiljem kõigile osalejatele kui ka partneritele, klastri liikmetele. AruCAD Süsteemid on Autodesk Gold partner ja siis eelmisest aastast oleme ka CGS Labs partner, kes samaviisi on Autodeski partner ning on töötanud välja erinevaid lahendusi eeskätt infrastruktuuride projekteerimisele. Tutvustan tänast agendat lühidalt, ülevaatlikult ja siis ka CGS Labsi müügijuht Barbara annab oma tervitussõnad ja tutvustab CGS Labs konsultante lähemalt. AruCAD Süsteemid CGS Labs alustasid tihedamat koostööd eelmisest aastast. Tänaseks on ka esimesi tulemusi, eeskätt Autosign liiklusmärkide teemärgiste lokaliseerimine, mille täiendusi ka sellel Veebinaril lähemalt tutvustame. Martin Saarnak annab ülevaate. And welcome to CGS Labs. Thank you to come to make this presentation of your solutions. And hello, Barbara, hello, Leon and Antonio. I will introduce agenda to our attendees, and then I'm giving stage to you, Barbara. So, ja siis tänane kava järgmine, et peale mind Barbara CGS Labsist tutvustab konsultante, kes täna esinevad, annab oma tervitussõnad, ja Leban, kes on tootearenduse juht CGS Labsis, tutvustab ettevõtet lähemalt, nende tegemisi ja arengusuundasid. Lisaks Plateiale, Autopathile ja Autosignile on CGS Labsil veel ka teisi lahendusi lisaks, kuid siis need 3 tarkvara on põhilised, millega meie ka Eestis tegeleme ja mida Euroopas päris laialdaselt kasutatakse. Peale Leoni ettekannet on väike paus ja seejärel Antonio Ibanez Cobo, tehniline spetsialist, tutvustab Autopathi, mis on siis selline liiklussimulatsiooni ja eritarkvara liiklussüsteemide projekteerimisel. Peale Antoniat meie konsultant Martin räägib Autosigni uutest täiendustest. Nagu öeldud, Autosignile on juba eelmisest aastast tekkinud Eesti lokaliseeringu pakett, mis tähendab, et Eesti standardi kohased liiklusmärgid, teemärgised on Autosigni kausta katalogiseeritud. Ja peale Martini ettekannet siis on kokkuvõtted. Barbara annab ülevaate uudistest ja mõningad teated ja siis on aeg küsimusteks, vastusteks. Nüüd selle Veebinari käigus te saate ka chati oma teateid postitada ja võimalusel siis postitatakse vastu või Veebinari käigus või siis lõpus saab neid veel üle käsitleda ja avame ka mikrofoni lõpus. Aga nüüd ma annaksin siis sõna üle Barbarale. So, Barbara, stage is yours and I'm stopping my slides
Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you. So, hello, everybody. I hope that you can see my screen. My name is Barbara. Like Ivari already mentioned, me and my colleagues, Leon and Antonio, we are today available for you, and we are talking from Slovenia and from Croatia, from our offices where we run our business. But let's start mainly. So my name is Barbara and I'm responsible for the entire partner network, where AruCAD is also among the partners network. So I would like to thank you, AruCAD Süsteemid, for this invitation and the idea of today's event in general. Today, we would like to introduce you to the 3 road design solutions or applications that our company offers worldwide. The product fields of use are especially civil engineering, special transport, architecture, intralogistic, aviation, and much more. I want to be very brief, and because I want to leave you with my colleagues here, we'll give you the complete all technical information which will be presented to you within hours. And you will, of course, be beneficial. You will beneficial from that information, I'm sure. But still, I want shortly introduce you to the company CGS Labs, which has been behind of all those 3 products and much more for more than 30 years. So, like I said, we are infrastructure company who works on that field more than 30 years. We are developing solution for the design, for the construction, the maintenance of transportation infrastructures. And we very much promote BIM approach and if it's a exchange data. So here is the software portfolio we will today talk about: Plateia, Autopath, Autosign. All those products are focused on the roadway. So the civil engineers use them in daily road design. But we much more developing also software for the railway design and software for the river engineering. Here is one software which is developed by our other company called Vedra Roads. It's other part of our company which is only focused for the road weather information. Yes, we are globally present. We had a headquarters in Slovenia, Ljubljana, and have our own offices in Germany, Czech Republic, Serbia. And we have a little small branch, which is some focus on the US and Canadian market. A lot of references all over the world. In last 2 years, also Estonian references has joined this group of our software, of our customers. And we have a lot of partners, mainly they are focused in the Europe. I'm very sorry because this is not the update pictures, but yes, we must say that we are selling or presenting our software with more than 30 countries. Just 2 minutes that I would like to expose what is very important for CGS Labs, or maybe we are calling this is our strength. So we are very much involved, and we are aware that we need to have or support local design standards for the countries where we are offering our products. This is extremely important, and yes, we are following all national design guidelines which are needed for all that products that I mentioned to you. The second thing is our technical support. So the technical support is one of the most important parts of the entire company structure. Even such good software does not benefit if the employees will not master it enough. So here in CGS Labs, we are aware of this, and we give a lot, we pay a lot of attention to this part of work. And the third, which is much more important for us, is customer care and education. Our goal in every country is to successfully integrate CGS Labs solution into your design processes. Often customers need our help with that, what is fine and what we like to do. And we always offer you online knowledge base and live or technical trainings, which can be done by our partners or by us. But let's go out to the presentation part. I invite Leban, the development and product manager, who will now introduce you all our solutions. Leon, the stage is yours.
Yes, thank you, Barbara. Sorry. So just let me share my presentation. And hopefully, yeah, you are seeing it. Okay. So a couple of words about myself. Yes, I am a product manager, as I was introduced. My background is civil engineering, and yeah, many years ago in CGS Labs, I started with the development of Ferrovia, railway design software, which is a sister of Plateia, which will be presented today. And yeah, that's say enough of that. Let's go straight into details, technical details. As Barbara already showed, we do have a portfolio of products, so not just for roads, but also railways, specialized tools for railway design, maintenance of that, and but also for river works, river canals, or let's say any embankments that need to be made on the lakeside or similar. We are going to focus today on Plateia, and with the colleague of mine, Antonio, who guide you through the Autopath capabilities for the SWAP analysis software solutions, and our colleague Martin will present you the Autosign, our traffic sign and road marketing design software. Those two are fully localized already for your market, so you can start working with them if you're not already. And in terms of Plateia, it is still it offers a lot of customization options. So we already have, or there is already there are customers in your region as well. So there are no limits in using the Plateia software for the road design as well. I've mentioned these two, which are not the focus for today. What is important is that everything comes in one installation, and what you are allowed to use is dependent on the licenses. And we have a really broad possibilities of license types, depending on period and the time, whether it's perpetual, rental, and a lot of other options as well. One of the important things is also that our products come, let's say, in packages, so-called, let's say, depending on the amount of capabilities that you can have, and that's also, price dependent, so you can really fit everything to your needs. In terms of, let's say, this one, in terms of Plateia, it comes in standard, which includes actually all road designing tools. Then is a professional, which combines the Autosign product, and then the ultimate, which brings also the Autopath together within the same, let's say, package, and the BIM capability, which we'll see later on how to create, let's say, a BIM models, 3D models with all the property sets, no matter whether that one is on a road model, on a SWAP path analysis, on a vehicle which you want to equip with some additional properties, or traffic signs models, let's say, and road markings. Another thing that's very important is that, yes, CGS Labs, it needs a host. So we are our solutions work on either Autodesk or BricsCAD platforms. So in most cases, you as users already have one of those, and you can simply install it, our solutions on top of it, and run it non-dependently on the versions that you have, which are listed here. Let's say there are more prior versions of Autodesk supported, and there are always, let's say, the 3 latest BricsCAD versions that we support. And then you can combine, actually, let's say, within your company, even different platforms with the same capabilities of CGS Labs software running on all of them. Another thing which is very important is that all the data that is produced with our software solutions is actually DVG based. We don't have any external databases. Of course, you are able to export whatever you create in a DVG out to a common formats like LandXML, IFC, ASCII files, Excel files. So we have all the tools to do those exports. But in the end, what's important is that whatever you create, it stays in the DVG. So whenever you share it with, within your company or with other partners, they can access the data and work on that data directly. Okay, so what's even more is that not only this file is, it needs to be a one single DVG, but we enable users, let's say that they design a layout in one drawing, they continue drawing profile in another drawing, and then they go to cross sections or 3D models to a third, fourth, fifth, how many drawings they want. They can always refer to a source layout drawing, to a source profile drawing, and create anything they need, with that data directly. So that also, let's say, when changes happen, they're all available for updates. Another thing which is very important is the localization. So we do provide our software solutions in various languages. So let's say we don't have anything about the Baltic, so it's more, let's say, the international, the English version that would be suitable for you. But let's say for some of the big or bigger, European markets, we also provide their language localized version, where everything, including not just UI, but anything connected with the design is localized. That means that, from ribbons to standards, guidelines, and content that needs to be or is used in specific country. For this example, let's say I'm just listing here an Austrian version where we, depending on their guidelines for roads, we have added into the Plateia the standards, meaning the minimum radius values, super elevation values, etc., the category of roads that are in use, let's say, and so that the design of roads can be really simplified or made much faster, as on every click that you make, all the other parameters are already within the minimum limits. Although Plateia does enable you to customize anything that you want. Another thing is the content. So let's say further on, you will see the Autosign, where we provide all the libraries for specific markets, and that content is not dependent on the language of the versions that you are using. So you can use international Plateia together with, let's say, the license of Autosign or Autopath, or only Autosign if you are interested in that one. And then those libraries are available actually to be downloaded online from our server, so that we can always update them if, let's say, some guidelines regarding those signs are changed, are updated during the years, and we can quickly update them and provide them to the customers actually, directly live. Similar with Autopath, where you also have all the libraries, the national libraries for the vehicles within the Autopath already, and we have also some specific manufacturer vehicles and others, as you will see later on in the presentation, which you can use. And if there is anything missing, we are always there. Our support is there, which can be contacted so that we can provide you even more if needed. One important subject are also labels and the drawing styles. So we already have those labels that can be customized in terms of look, and in terms of the content which they provide. They can also be prepared some DVT, so some templates with the colors, etc., that you want to use for everyday projects. And those labels, as you will see later on, they provide more capabilities, like shown here, when you can drag them around, change what's displayed, etc. In terms of projects, okay, this one, it comes from our sister product Ferrovia, because it was there when this project was created, and this was in Saudi Arabia a few years ago, from Daman to Jubail. So a Greek company was using Ferrovia to construct or to design first this rail track, which was 140 kilometers long, and they wanted to do it all in one DVG, which in the end they were able to, compared to other solutions where they struggled. And that is because we are always working with the native CAD entities with some additional extended element data, so that we know, what element is maybe an embankment, alignment, some polyline defines your, let's say, any wall or whatever. So those elements are really, they don't take so much space, and they enable you to work on really, really big projects. Similar project to that one, again, from our sister software, but it's because it was so big. So the new railway track from Belgrade to Budapest was designed by two companies, one in Serbia, one in Hungary. They were both using CGS Labs software solutions, and they were creating the entire projects, with the Ferrovia, some parts even using, let's say, objects with some BIM properties, like shown in this example, where you can, equip those things. And in the end, also, this is just for a quick presentation. So to somebody, you can graphically show, let's say, where this track is going to be in Google Earth. Okay, that's just one of the capabilities that we have. And interestingly enough, there is a China construction company that's working now on this data created by CGS Labs software, and they are constructing this part of the rail track that I have mentioned. Okay, specifically into some details of Plateia. We've just seen Google Earth export. We have the Google Maps for many, many years now, so you can not only insert the raster, but you can also insert the elevation data, which is, of course, not accurate. So you need the survey data, but it allows you maybe to show the wider area of your project, and you can combine those data. Exports to Google Earth we've seen. One important thing is the digital terrain modeling. So either, not depending what kind of data that you have, a survey data, break lines, Google Maps, elevation points, whatever. So you are keen to, let's say, create a digital terrain model. We allow that these models can be created with all the tools that our platforms provide. So they can be created by BricsCAD or Civil 3D. Once you have them and you store them, you can project them directly. So there is no conversion within the Plateia software. But on the other hand, Plateia also provides its own digital terrain modeling tool, so that you can, let's say, create or edit some specific areas to your needs directly with our tool, which offers maybe a little bit of free use because then it works on every platform. So you're not limited to the platform itself. One interesting, and this is something that I want to show you. So pay attention what we have here. So we have an alignment. And in this drawing, we have an alignment and the survey points. So these points were imported via an ASCII file. And what Plateia is capable of doing is that we can project directly to those points. No need of creating a digital terrain model. So we have the survey points, we project, and we can create directly a profile view, cross sections as well. So within the sample lines. The second option is, yes, of course, the traditional one, which are we all used to. So when you have digital terrain models, you can, as you see here, you can have a lot of them. You can have civil surfaces, our CGS Labs surfaces, could be brick surface as well, within the drawing, and you select projection. So you can make multiple projection of your alignment to multiple layers of surface, so to multiple surfaces, which may represent different layers. And then when you create the profile, yes, all those terrain lines can be then inserted. So you have the option to select which one, and then you have it. And then similar goes to with the cross-section views as well. One thing that is really, really important and interesting is that let's say we have a digital terrain model as we have it here in this drawing. We save that one and we go to a drawing when we only have the alignment. So we don't have a surface here. What we can do is that we can reference to this drawing, which contains the digital terrain model. So we have now our alignment, which is drawn. We select another drawing where this terrain is saved. Okay. When we insert it, we get a list of available surfaces in there, and then we can make a projection to it. So similar as before, when we have everything in one drawing, that's something that I mentioned in the beginning, is that we allow you, to work with multiple drawings, but always access data which you have in other ones. So with this one, you can be much more effective. The work is faster because you don't have such big drawings, and there are more and more, benefits using this technology. Together with Plateia, we are also providing some site design tools, which are actually, let's say, everything what you create alongside. Just for an example, everything that you create alongside your road or your road model. And here we have two examples. So we have two polylines. One is with the arc, and it will be, let's say, converted to 3D polyline. So you have some tessellation options that you can create, and then you can just simply project, that line to your surface. It might be a cable or whatever, maybe a border with some other property, whatever. So you can then have it on the surface line. And in this case, we have a polyline, which might represent maybe a pipe, where we have the possibility to raise and lower it. So we've projected it to the surface, but we can also now, just simply edit it, put it, let's say, 1 meter below the surface. And then right here, there are no additional tools, but you can use all the CAD functionality there is to create, let's say, a pipe that's your existing one, maybe there, or even if you are creating a new one. And then we also have some additional options, like you can create a new polyline section from let's say, a longer polyline, but you have maybe a road edge, but you just need a small section of that polyline. So it creates, let's say, a copy of that one, but on a just small section, and you can then manipulate with that one as you want. So one of the manipulation tools is also a 3D polyline offset, which also works with the 2D polylines, etc., so that you can create whatever you want. Plus, there's grading tools and all the other things that you can always use within our software. In terms of alignment, we have a lot of or similar tools as you are used to in different software solutions. You know, from creating floating or fixed elements with the PI method. We also have the best fit functionality or the regression analysis, which creates you an alignment from your surveyed points or a polyline. So that's a fast way to recreate some projects. Then we have the profile tools, which are also similar to what you are probably used to, but I do have two examples here which might be interesting. So in terms of when you have the survey, when you have the layout and the profile, so many times you are dealing with projecting of some objects to the to your profile. So in this case, we will just show you that here as you see, it's already a complete model, a road model with also some light poles. And we have actually two options here. So one is that you click a point in the drawing and you define that point as yes, this is, let's say, my light post point. The other option is actually just by using this command on objects, which you already have. So we do have those poles already in our drawing. We define the attribute to them, we select them. Can be a multiple selection. Hit OK, and we can go to our profile. Yes, and there it's what we can do is we can project, and this way it can be anything. So yes, right now we are just showing the example with the light post, and you can use any block that you create. So there are some predefined which come with our software, but you can create your own, and then you have your blocks inserted in your profile together with the labels. The labels, which I mentioned before, can be also fully customized in terms of what's the prefix and suffix. Let's say in this case, there's written tochka, like meaning point, but you can input an Estonian word for the point and it will be displayed there. And you have some other manipulation tools. The second very interesting tool is also, as I had a pipe tool, or let's say recreated from an existing let's say survey data, which I had there a 2D polyline then projected to a surface, so I could manipulate with that one. And I created, let's say, a solid model. I can have that solid model projected, either in profile, but what's even more interesting for me is to get it into the cross sections, you know, where the tool projects at every sample line when you have the position of that solid into it. The cross sections are something that differ from other solutions that you might be used to. So all of our cross sections, the typical cross section, it's a graphical definition. So it's of course parametric. So you can define whether the let's say the shoulder is 1 meter of a length, etc. What's the slope and everything, but everything is in graphical. You can store that graphical use, and if and when you equip it with some planimetry, so let's say with the material that's defined for the areas of that one, you can create models like this one, a very detailed models on a click of a button, actually. Apart of road models, you can also create, because it's graphical, so you can also create, let's say, simple and yet not so simple, let's say, tunnel areas or bridges. Of course, this is a part where the structural engineers are working on it, and you will probably put it out to somebody so that they make it and they send it to you in IFC or other format, which can be, of course, combined with us. We've done such projects before where we have combined that kind of a data, but you know, for a simple geometry, you are able to define your block. Doesn't need to be a block because you can parametrically specify all those, let's say, lines, the borders that define your object, but you can also use your block from station to station that you want to have it, you know, between those sample lines, and you have it. One, so that's, you know, it's going, yeah, in a way quickly, but just to emphasize the important things that you get with Plateia. So one is the data, the survey data that can be manipulated, the digital terrain model, then the alignment profile cross sections. But then we have some specific tools as well. One of them is this road reconstruction and rehabilitation tool. I've already mentioned with the alignment design tools that we have this best fit method. So once you have surveyed your existing road, you can recreate your alignment mathematically, actually. So you can get all the radiuses, the spirals, the tangent sections calculated based on your survey data. That data can be either points or polyline, 3D polyline or 2D polyline. So you can get, let's say, the best fit alignment, which can be then, of course, manually edited to suit your needs as well. In this example, we are just showing that we can combine, let's say, other tools as well. So this is a 3D survey software, which is used to, you know, to create those point clouds, to manage those point cloud data, so that, you know, we can filter out what's needed. We are interested in our road part here because we want to make some kind of a rehabilitation work here, and we want to, let's say, digitalize out the road edges where the curbs are, but also the lanes. And we can do that one, let's say, first by manipulating that input data. Yeah, then what we are not interested is are all the elevated objects up to, yeah, what's above our curve. It's something that we are not interested in this project, let's say. So we can prepare this kind of data, then digitalize those edges. And what is important in this example, as I show you, is all those digitalized edges and road lines were digital in a digital way imported to the CAD, to Plateia, where we have now all the data about those lanes. So the widening, you know, how they are changing along the alignment. We have that data, so we can now calculate the existing. We have the, let's say, the existing this one, the profile. Then we can recreate the profile. We have, yeah, all the geometry here. We can recreate the profile, and then we can recalculate the super elevation values, so that we get what will be in the end the differences between our existing ground, which is our existing road, compared to the new data with all the super elevation parameters that we want to input for this project. So this is a nice way of work when you can get the quantity takeoffs as well, simple by working on layout and profile with the tools that Plateia provides for the, let's say, rehabilitation and reconstruction works. Okay. Another thing, so as you see, we have, let's say, different areas that we support. Another thing are the traffic tools, because when you design roads, you always come to some kind of intersections or roundabouts. So we do have a specific ribbon for that one, which combines all those tools. And then you can have, from a simple fillet design, you can also design all the access, let's say, lanes. You can create your roundabouts, etc. So within these tools, combined with whatever we have in the cross sections, as we will see in the next video. So when we define, let's say, what's the road layers, the curb, and all the other parts that that are gonna, make part of that intersection. We are then able to create a model, a road model to, a highest level of details. And it's not just a solid model, it can also combine the surfaces as you want. So surfaces either on the road, as in this example, where we will just hide them. So surface, but also the proper 3D solid objects like the asphalt layer, the curb, and then the other parts that are part of that, let's say, that object that we have created. I've mentioned BIM before already, and IFC. So everything what you create in 3D, it can be equipped with the property sets. So we have a property manager where you can define different property sets, and then all the properties that they are, let's say, part of those sets, they can be customized. So you can fill them in, and then we have some automatic tool when you select objects and you apply one or more property sets to them. Some of the values get calculated automatically, like, let's say, what's the volume of that object, etc. And some of them are user editable. So let's say you define what kind of material is and all the other parameters that you want, but also enables you that if somebody else created, like a bridge in this case, in a Revit, in this example specifically, they provided us the IFC data, we inserted it into the model, and we were able to create, let's say, this the part of the road to that bridge, and from the end of it with Plateia, so that we could have all this data together. Creating models, like this one, it's actually, the simple ones it's actually a breeze. It's a few clicks away. And what is really important is that then you create these typical cross sections, the graphical definitions of it, and store them into a library that we have, so that you can reuse that definition anytime and edit that one whenever you need. And you can create, models to the highest level of details whenever you need them. So in the end, you can equip the road models with the software solutions that will be shown later on by my colleagues, with the Autosign and Autopath as well, when you can, put all the traffic signs in, but also other objects like this traffic, the lights, the road lights, etc. Intersections, road markings, everything can be then equipped and created. Some visualizations. There's also part for the parking lot design, as I'll show you later on. There are custom signs that can be created with our software solutions. The guiding boards, which will be shown later on in details. And in the end, using some additional software for visualization, it's a very a simple step to it. So all the models, all the objects were created in a CAD, then just exported to that visualization software and just applied some renders and lights to it. And then we see this result. Same goes with other, let's say in this case with the railway, when we have, let's say, all the rail track, all the sleepers, the rails, all other objects that can be, inserted with our software and then created these detailed models. I mentioned in the beginning that Plateia standard, so all the road design tools as we've seen it up to now, apart from the BIM part, the 3D modeling part, which is part of Ultimate package, Plateia Ultimate package. So the road modeling tools are part of a standard package, and then combined with Autosign, which can be also bought separately. Plateia comes within Autosign within the Plateia Professional package. So you can use, let's say, everything within one license that you have. And Autosign, what is important, as you will see later on in a very, very, to a very deep extent to it, is not just traffic signs and road markings. It allows you a lot more. One of those things is that was later introduced is the parking lot design, which just facilitates to create, this kind of parking areas together with the site design tools, as we saw before, and the DGM capabilities within, the shortest time possible. In the end, you can create all objects what you create with our software solutions as 3D objects. Those can be equipped with the let's say the BIM parameters, so you are fully compatible with all the needs that maybe, let's say, your contractor is asking you. Then some simple tools that you have with the visualizations, the libraries that will be explained as well later on, which are fully supported for each country that we are delivering for it, the signals and some other street furniture that you also can use. Then the final one is Autopath, which comes in Plateia Ultimate. So together with the Plateia Ultimate, you get actually everything what was shown today, or will be also in the next two presentations. So Autopath is our swap path analysis tool, which again, it provides the localized content. So the vehicles that are used, in the Baltic area as well, in Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. But we also have some manufacturer libraries, and what's good with Autopath is that you can create your custom vehicles for some heavy load transportation as well, with even multiple trailers, etc., with multiple wheels and more and more. So that's what I'm actually inviting you to see after my presentation and after the break, when Antonio will guide you through this Autopath capabilities. Okay, so it's not just SwapPath, it's also about reports. It's also what we have right now. It's also about 3D vehicles that you can create and how to export them, and have all the data that's needed, let's say, when you make such a SwapPath analysis available for you, and plot it or have it in a tabular way, tabular data. One thing that Barbara also mentioned, and it's very, very important, and we do put a big emphasis on this one, that's why I'm including it into this presentation, is that, of course, we have local partners, as today, when we were invited by Ivari to present you our solutions. So, AruCAD is your first line, let's say, of contacts, but then we also have our own people, which are available on a daily basis to help you out on possible issues, or maybe just with the help how to achieve some desired results with our software when you are dealing with some projects. Although we do have, within our customer care and education, we have plenty of online resources where, let's say, the tutorials are in videos, they are in PDFs, or we can also organize trainings for you online to, let's say, to speed up the time needed for you to learn and use the software as soon as possible to, let's say, to achieve what your desire is. With this one, I'm maybe 5 minutes too early, but I was asked to invite you to a 5 minutes break, and after the break, Antonio will continue with the presentation of Autopath, and here is just maybe a call to you whether we start in 5 minutes from now or we follow the agenda.
Okay, thank you, Leon. You were fast, and that's good because time is money. So we will do the 5 minutes break indeed, and Antonio can continue then. Et siis jah, Leon andis põhjaliku ülevaate Plateia üldistest võimalustest ja loodetavasti tegid täna selle suhtes ka mingeid küsimusi, siis andke märku või peale seda. Aga nüüd teeme väikse 5 minuti pausi ja peale seda siis Antonio Ibanez jätkab Autopathi presentatsiooniga. Väike paus, kohvi ja kerge heine.
Yes, we are back in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Nii, aga tervist tagasi ja jätkame. Et Antonio siis tutvustab Autopath tarkvara. Please, Antonio, I hope you can continue from there.
Thank you, Ivari, for the introduction. After seeing all the features of the first of our CGS Labs product that we're going to present today, let's pass to the next one. We are going to talk in this presentation about Autopath, and the presenter it's gonna be me, Antonio Ibanez, who is an engineer working as a technical specialist in the development team at CGS Labs. And we're going to go through in this short presentation through the main features that we have in Autopath. First of all, I would like to introduce this presentation with an image that presents what is one of the main issues when we have road design, when we are designing new paths, or when we are reconstructing some roads. We always have these problems with where we need to ensure that the road or the new layout of the road fulfill all the requirements of the vehicle's maneuverings. Okay, for that we have a set of different tools. For instance, we can run turning simulation. We can recreate the turn maneuver of a vehicle to see which is the behavior, and we can create swept path analysis, which are basically a set of calculation based on the movement of each of the parts of the vehicle, in order to see which is the space that this vehicle, the body of this vehicle covers on our road. And of course, among other different topics, we need some diagrams and reports. For instance, the steering wheels diagram now that represent the different progress of the wheel turning angle along the path. All these terms and these old tools bring us to present Autopath, which is the professional software solution created by CGS Labs that actually it's a tool for vehicle swept path analysis, creation, and the turning simulation of vehicles. Okay, as Leon said before, Autopath can be included, let's say, inside of Plateia highest package, or it can be also presented in the shape of a stand-alone product. Autopath has two different types of licensing. The first one is Autopath can be presented in the shape of Autopath Professional, which covered actually all the different tools for a 2D analysis. Okay, so we have different vehicle libraries. All the vehicle libraries are inside of this type of license. Then we have different tools to create different type of analysis, to swept path analysis, tools to review these swept paths analysis once they are created, to check where the conflict point might be, or to recreate the path of the vehicle along the trajectory of the vehicle along the path, different types of reviewing tools. And of course, we have some other features to, let's say, gather all the information and to be able to show, to display the information in different type of reports. After this, this type of license also include some stunning functionality, which actually give us some compatibility with the real world, no, with the real situation. So these tools provide us the option to import Google images and elevation data from Google Maps, and also it gives us the option to export this analysis that we create within Autopath and visualize them in the real situation in Google, export to Google Earth. The second type of license is Autopath Ultimate, which it includes all the functionality that I mentioned before, plus a new feature, new 3D features that we are. It's actually they are released. They are available in the latest release, but we are still also developing more new features in terms of the 3D. So these are about Autopath, what Autopath does, which type of functionality it collects, it gathers. And then in the beginning we talked about, okay, road design, how important it is to verify the vehicle maneuverings in the road design. And that's why one of the main fields of use of Autopath is the civil engineering part. So civil engineers, road designers use it to definitely verify this kind of points. But it's not the only field of use, or it's not the only way of application that Autopath has. Okay, in order to give you a more spread view of the possibilities of Autopath, I will also tell you that, okay, Autopath can be also used, and actually is used for special transportation. So when a heavy truck or a special vehicle has to reach a certain point, it's easy to recreate that path with Autosign and check these collision points or conflicts points. It's also, Autopath is used very much by architects, especially for designing the parking lots, the indoor parking lots layout in different projects. It's used in construction as well, especially when planning the construction site layout. Now we know that when we are in the construction site, we have different type of vehicles, which are, many of them are really with considerable dimensions and considerable weight. So and sometimes the access to this construction site are not the most convenient one. No, so because of that, it's always useful for this construction field to have Autopath to help themselves with Autopath to check the possible problems and to verify all the accesses to the construction site. Autopath is used also in this industrial area. Okay, we have warehouses where they have let's say narrow corridors with different type of vehicles for loading things, as the one that we are seeing in the image, and this path needs to be, let's say, verified and in order to not have any problem, definitely. Not only in the indoor part of the warehouses, there are needs of Autopath. Also in the out part, on the outdoor, it's also warehouses are used to expect heavy truck with, and sometimes the space surrounding the building is not the biggest one, and all these processes can be or can create different conflict situation that with Autopath they can be foreseen in advance. The last type of application where Autopath is used is the aviation used in the aviation field, because especially Autopath includes a library based on the airport needs. Not only includes aircraft, but also includes all those vehicles that are used at the airports for operation and for handling. So let's say wrapping up these fields of use of these possible ways where to use Autopath, let's go directly into the technical functionality, where we're going to start with the geospatial data or possibilities. Autopath brings the possibility, as we said before, to import into our drawing images and elevation data from Google Maps. And as well, we can always open the Google Street View within Autopath to have a bit more control of the surroundings of the area. Of course, once we create the swept path analysis, we create the different turning simulation, it's always good, and it's possible to export all that information and visualize it in Google Earth. So we get really a connection within our drawing and the real world, the real place. If we talked about vehicle libraries, mainly Autopath, as Leon said before, we have 3 different blocks of different libraries. The first block or the first group is Autopath includes a wide range of libraries, vehicle libraries based on different national standards, now from countries from all around the world. These standards are based on the country's legislation for the road designs, but these are not the only vehicles that Autopath provides. The second group is vehicles libraries based on manufacturers' specification. That means that we collect, or Autopath is we collect the specification of the manufacturers of these vehicles, so of the brands that manufacture these vehicles, and we create the identical vehicle with the brand names and include it on Autopath. The third group, as I said before, it's airport libraries. Okay, it includes not only the aircraft, the different aircraft, but also vehicles for operation and for handling at the airport. And let's say the fourth point in this slide, and actually the fourth option that we provide, it's actually split it in 2, because at some point any user cannot reach a vehicle that needs at that moment, he has 2 different options. One option, the first one, is to help himself with the tool that Autopath provides in order to create very easily user customized vehicles. So he create parting from an existing vehicle, he modify the shape, he's able to modify the shape to create a new one. And if the vehicle, or the second option, if the vehicle is based on some specification from some other manufacturer, as we said, our technical support is always expecting or welcoming this kind of specification, and we can provide the vehicles in a short period. Okay. If we go forward, if we move forward, we get into the different types of swept path analysis and which kind Autopath is able to create. We can create, as we see in the pictures, horizontal analysis, vertical swept path analysis, and we are gonna. Autopath includes one important tool, let's say user-friendly, very user-friendly tool, which is this EZ Drive, which actually is an interactive method to create this swept path analysis. So within this tool, the user has the full control of the movement of the vehicle when creating the swept path, and even can foresee the different turnings even before moving the vehicle. Now we can see that a bit later. Here it's another example of it's a truck with 5 axles. It goes through a roundabout. This design was made with the EZ Drive tool in order to create easily the swept path. Okay, and this is all about having the swept path created. But once we have created, there are many ways to analyze it and to review the possible constraints that we are going to find. So for that, we have the option to recreate the movements of the vehicle along the path, to check the surroundings, the different give some distance offset to check actually the surroundings of this path, to run some collision detection that let's say recognize different elements that interfere with the analysis. And among some other things, we can always track the path of a single point. Now, what is, if we are interested in a single point inside or outside of the vehicle, it can be tracked along the path. Okay, we review the features. We review the swept path analysis, and now we can, let's say, gather some information in order to display all that information in kind of reports. For that purpose, Autopath has different options. Like as we can see in the slide here, we can create easily on the click of a button the steering angle graph, the steering angle analysis, as we have here. So we can see the evolution of the wheel turns angle along the path, and some other features, as we can create a vehicle profile, and we can create templates for each vehicle of our libraries. We have the option to create templates or turning templates, with what give us really easy and quick, in a quick way, the behavior that a certain vehicle is going to have in order when turning, when undertaking a turn. And we come to the 3D functionality. Okay, so the 3D functionality is a new functionality that is available only in our latest release. And actually, it's 2 new features has been released so far. We are able now to recreate the movements of the vehicle along the path, but having this or creating this 3D model of the vehicle. And we can also insert in the drawing any 3D model of any vehicle of Autopath libraries. Okay, when I talked about 3D vehicles, means that all these 3D vehicles are created as 3D solids. So they are 3D solids which can be attached with property set, which can be export to IFC on and FIFC format, it gives a lot of possibilities. So after reviewing this set of different let's say features of Autopath, I would like to move to the actually Autopath environment, just to have a really quick overview in this 5 minutes of some of the features. First, we can run the Google Maps import, where you can go wherever you want, let's say in the world, and you can search for different cities, places, and you can set different type of maps, styles, no? And import. Here you have the option to import elevation data, to import the images, and even to create surfaces. Here we inserted one road from Tallinn, and we can go to the different libraries, especially special libraries, where, as I said, have different vehicles, many different type of vehicles, cranes, trucks, sport cars, anything what can be needed for different circumstances. And here, for instance, we can, as I said, all of them are named by the brand names, so it's easy for the user to follow. And here we can run, for instance, a sweat path analysis, which I'm using, as I said before, the easy drive. You can foresee, you see the different the turn that I'm gonna take, depending which point I select, and this is an easy way to create a sweat path analysis. Okay, I'm just going to turn off the map, so it's easier for us to check. Some other features here, we can run a collision detection. It's gonna tell us where this sweat path analysis is gonna have problems. For instance, you see it recognizes that the elements that interferes with our sweat path analysis are here on the right and are highlighted. And then we can run another easy drive, check another different car and a different vehicle. Like this was the newest library added, and do the similar thing on the other for other purposes. No, here we can run. It's easier always to come back, because you have the option to go back and forward. No. And here we create another sweat path. Here it's easy to, as we move, we can create the 3D. As I said, we have the new 3D functionality. And what it does, let's first check this in 3D. So we create, or Autopath creates the 3D model of the vehicle. And of course, we can run and see the movement of this vehicle along the path on 3D, right? Once we have this, it's always easy to change for instance, the view, and just let me switch some more layer to clean up my drawing, because what we're going to do next is, okay, we came from one point from Google Maps, and we are gonna come back to the same point, but we exporting our sweat path analysis, the sweat path analysis that we just made. So the program opens Google Earth, and actually what we're gonna see here is the sweat path analysis actually on the site, in the real position. Okay, so this is everything what I wanted to show you in this Autopath presentation. We went very quickly through the main features. There are much more details to be learned and to be shown, but this is a bit of the main point of Autopath, the main features, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. And now I'm going to leave you with Martin, who will be holding the Autosign presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Antonio. Niisiis liigume edasi järgmise teemaga ja Martin Saarnak, meie konsultant, jätkab Autosigni tutvustusega.
Nii. Tere kõigile minu poolt. Kas ekraan on näha?
On näha, on kuulda. Saab pihta hakata.
Aitäh. Firstly, I want to thank Antonio and Leon and all CGS Labs team for this great job what you have done, especially for the Estonian library in Autosign. And now I speak a little bit in Estonian, and after that we can discuss again in English. So, mina olen Martin Saarnak, olen õppinud geotehnoloogiat, maastikuarhitektuuri, projekteerinud teid, väljakuid, ka hooneid ja AruCADiga nüüd üle 2 aasta tegelenud tarkvarade selliste probleemide ja täiendustega ja selliste lokaliseerimise programmidega seotud olnud. Et täna on siis sellise liikluse 3D mudeldamise tutvustus. Seda ma olen ka varem teinud jaanuaris 2022, kus siis esmakordselt tegin enda poolt sel ülevaate, et kuidas me lokaliseerisime Eesti liiklusmärke ja joonetüüpe sellesse Autosigni programmi, mida ma kohe lähemalt tutvustan. Siin on näha, et mul oli 469 nagu siis eraldi TVG-d ja 19 joonetüüpi. Ja täna ma enam nii palju sellist, et kuidas midagi installida, et kuidas seadistada, millised on probleemid, millised on tugevused, kuidas midagi väga spetsiifilist teha. Et ma väga ei näitagi, vaid toon nüüd siis esile need põhilised uuendused, mis tulid 2023 versiooniga kaasa. Ja siis nagu enda poolt ka toon mõned sellised mõtted lõpus siis näiteks selle punkti all, kui te vaatate edasist arengute huvirgrupp, et mida saaks ja mida võiks veel siis jätkata näiteks kas infra BIM töörühmades või kuskil mujal, kus see ellu kutsutakse, et teha üks veel tõsine pingutus selle nimel, et meil oleks veel rohkem meie enda nagu konteksti siis selle Autosigni sees. Nii, siit on mõned siis või kontaktid, kui keegi tunneb, et ta juba töötab ja vajab mingit näpunäidet või kui on vaja nagu rohkem seda sisututvustust, kui ma täna tegin, et siis võtke julgesti ühendust või ükskõik, mis nüanssi alla. Et põhiline on, ma näitan selle ära, et neid kaustasid on siin oma jagu. Mul on siis mõned alla tõmmatud. Siin vasakul näeme seda kataloogi esitlust, need on siis need 469 märki on siin. Ja siit me näeme ka, et sellega on seotud nende kataloogidega, mis ma olen liiklusmärkidele endale alla laadinud, on seotud siis joonetüübid. Et täna oleme siis siin Eesti omas ilusti. Nad on jaotatud siis sellistesse gruppidesse, nagu neid standardis nimetatakse. On ka need sõjaväemärgid, mida siin ei ole, sest mul neid ei olnud sellel hetkel. Nii et siit juba üks mõte, et mida võiks juurde teha või kui ma saaks need. Ja siis täiendaks kohe. Aga nüüd see ongi olnud selline jaanuari jutt, kõik detailid sinna juurde, kuidas me siin midagi teeme. Täna on mul tehtud ise üks ristmik Tallinna kesklinnas ja ta ei ole nüüd mingisugune eeskujulik insener-tehniline lahendus. Näiteks ongi see eelmise presentatsiooni näiteks sõidukitest tulenevad pöörderaadiused ja asjad, kõik see ei ole siia nagu kajastunud. Aga liiklusmärkide nagu muutmist või paigaldamist, see meil ei sega. Nüüd ma panin ühe liiklusmärgi, kus te näete vasakul on see nii-öelda tooltip hüppab lahti, ujuv infoviit või kuidas keegi teda nimetab. Ja seal on faili nimes, siis te näete template nagu ja nendega siis saab teha sellist asja, et kui me ta paigaldame, saame ühtlasi kohe paluda tal tulla põhimõtteliselt selle 2D ploki sisse. Teha siin tal näete, et tekst on, teha selle teksti muudatus, näiteks mis iganes peab olema. Ja siis see 2D plokk, selline meil olema saabki. Ja need, kes nüüd natuke on varem olnud kursis, siis teavad, et ja kes ei ole veel, nüüd saavad teada, et Autosignis on selline tööriist, et kui me vaatame tema rippmenüüd, et siis on, et kas me joonistame 3D märke või me kustutame neid. No, praegu me tahame siis seda enda kohandatud liiklusmärki ja see ei ole ainult teksti kujul, et see tekst on kõige levinum, mida on vaja siis nendes failides muuta, aga see ka geomeetriat hõlmab. Aga see ongi see, et te teete selle ühe korra ja siis ta muudab seda plokki, et pärast on nagu keeruline ja see 3D tegemine ei tule kaasa. Ja siin ma tahan veel selle ära mainida, et kui Leon rääkis meile, et tehakse ühes failis hästi palju ära ja on võimalik hoida seda seal ja sealt genereerida ja jagada. Ja on teised, kes teevad nagu stiilis, et nad teevad eraldi failides kõik erinevad osad, näiteks märgid eraldi, markeering eraldi, pinnamudelid eraldi. Et siis tänase mudeli puhul mul on ka see nagu näide olemas siin, et ma suht palju asju hoian siin, aga näiteks alignmentid ma jätsin juba eelmisesse mudelisse, koridor mudelit ma jätsin eelmisesse kohta. Et siin on mul ainult surface ja siin ma teen nagu liiklust ja seda liiklust ma jagan oma korda, kui ma olen ta ära teinud järgmistesse failidesse, kus nad on veel ära jõudnud. See on praegu minu selline, ütleme, versioon sellest. Nii, aga tagasi tulla siis selle konkreetse liiklusmärgi juurde ja tema 3D tegemise juurde on siis see, et siin on valikud, kas me tahame kõik märgid, mis ma olen teinud ja siis ta genereerib need kõik uuesti siia nagu. Pindadega on see, et kui me pindade peale markeeringuid genereerime, siis ta genereeribki konkreetselt sellele pinnale ainult need, mis sa selle ühe käsklusega annad, eelmine kaob ära, et sellepärast siin on omad meetodid, mis tuleb nagu kätte harjutada, siis ta ei pidurda ka mingisugust töövooge, ei tekita segadust, et mul need olid, järsku kadusid ära. Et see tuleb ka paika igal ühel, kas endal loksutada või siis nagu suhelda minu või Antonioga, et saame nagu anda mingi konkreetse projekti raames kas või mingeid soovitusi, seal testida kas või. Nii. Ja nüüd me valime selle sama märgi siit. Ja kui me tahame teda nüüd ka panna portaalile, siis see valiku võimalus on olemas. Näiteks võtame selle portaali. See peab olema küll see 3D portaal siit. Praegu seda ei leia, sellepärast, et ma olen neid 3D tal siin vist muutnud käsitsi, siis ta ei tuleta. Nii, aga põhimõtteliselt ta leiab neid ülesse, need on siin, neid saab eraldi teha. Ja vaatame siis sellele asjale siin korraks peale ka. Tuli selline märk. Ja see värvide ja kõige teema kohta siin on ka nagu lahendused olemas, ma kohe näitan. Alguses vaikimisi kõik ei ole võib-olla ideaalselt seadistatud, et sellega peabki siis natuke tegelema, kes ei ole seda ise veel suutnud enda büroos ära lahendada, siis võime ka nende asjadega tegeleda. Ja nüüd järgmine uuendus, mis ma tahtsin näidata, on seotud põhimõtteliselt selle sama asjaga. Ja kui me siit nüüd läheme, paneme Surface, siis näete, et see sama, mis Leon rääkis ja Antonio ka võib-olla, et nüüd on CGS-il nagu me oleme harjunud X-refe kasutama ja sealt nagu kuvama seda pilti vajadusel midagi sisse tooma, mingid data shortcutid on olnud ja asjad. Et siis siin on praegu see asi, et me saame tuua endale mingisuguse faili sisse ja kui seal on Surface'id, siis ta sööb selle Surface'i andmestiku sisse. Mul on näha, et ma olen tahtnud siin 150 sentimeetrit, mu endale määratud madalamaks seda sama pinda, mis mul oli, et teha see näide. Siit tulid nad siis sisse. See ei ole väga puhas ja viisakas nimetus olnud, aga siit ma näen kohe ära, et see, mis ma nagu nii-öelda selle add external referentsiga olen teinud, saab ta sellise kohe nagu viite juurde, ehk siis vähem segadust ikka. Ja enda distsipliini hoida, enda süsteemi hoida ka võimalikult selge, endale selge, teistele selge, siis seda segadust on nagunii vähem. Nii. See oli siis, ja siin on see referents näha, siin on näha, et ma olen tahtnud pollareid. Vaatame, nüüd lööb korraks pildi ilmselt siniseks. Siis ma teen nii, et ma panen korraks shade'id ja siis lähme realistlikusse tagasi. Ja näeme, et olen saanud neid pollareid panna mõlemale. Nii et selles suhtes sellise ristmiku tegemine täiesti nullist, ma ei tea, kas võite võtta ka need Google Earthi nagu näidati, aga meil on Maa-ametil ka väga palju andmeid kasutuses, ütleme, et hakates sealt kuskilt või siis on geodeetidelt saadetud XML olemasoleva olukorra kohta ja mis iganes, et pinnamudel on oluline, seda on vaja selle projekteerimise alguses. Aga et jõuda sellise tulemuseni, võib-olla, et siin jätta kõrvale selline mõttetöö ja analüütika, siis tehniliselt ma arvan päeva-kahega kindlasti teostatav, sealjuures nende andmete, kõik algandmete võtmine, kogumine, paigutamine, sättimine ja siit ka veel IFC eksport siis ütleme. Et see kõik tegelikult, kui ma enda kohmitsemist ei arvesta, siis ma oleks teinud ta sellise 1-2 tööpäeva sees ära ilusti, võib-olla isegi, ja harjub kätte siis kiiremini. Nii, meil on veel selline asi jäänud jaanuaris õhku, et kas meil on võimalik sellesse kausta. Nüüd me tulime nagu, võtsime kones või koonuste kataloogi lahti läbi siin Autosigni tööriista ja mina olen toonud siia 991 valge täisposti. Lisasin ta nagu sellise, tegin ise 3D mudeli, lisasin ta õigesse kausta TVG ja muutsin ühte XML faili, mis konkreetselt juhatabki siis seal olevate failide info siia. Ja kui ma näiteks valin siit polulaini, siis ma saan ka panna intervalli. Mul oli mingi 1,2 vist, kui ma panen 1,7, siis nad lähevad kuidagi siia kattuma kindlasti. Ja näete, saan ka võtta selle ristmiku, mis tähendab selle maapinna mudeli, mis oli mul nagu sisse. Ja ploki valime selle. Ja läheb. Ja näete, tulid siia, muidu mul olid ühtlase vahega, nüüd läheb sellise nagu tekkis ebaühtlane jaotus. Aga ta tõi ikka sellele pinnale praegu. Ju siis see oli tema valikus, sest ma ei uuendanud peale hoiatust ära. Aga sisu jääb samaks. Siin nagu selles ma olen veendunud, et ei ole mingit probleeme. Pigem on kasutaja enda. Sellised vahepeal nagu tähelepanuta jäävad asjad, nagu praegu. Oleks võinud ühe korra uuesti vaadata, et kas see pind on ikka seal jäi samaks, mis ma enne hoiatust määrasin. Nii et nagu selliseid pisi nüansse tuleb kindlasti ette selle programmiga töötades. Aga kõik on nagu pisi asi võrreldes sellega, mida ta tegelikult nagu pakub võrreldes sellega, kui me teeksime lihtsalt nagu AutoCADiga kuidagi neid blokke või omaksime neid blokke kuskil design centeris või ka täitsa eraldi teeks oma kaustasüsteemi ja oma mingisugused juhtimiskriipid. Siin see on ikka midagi paremat. Nii, ehk siis hetkel mul nagu selle mudeli puhul siin väga rohkem tehnilist ma ei näita. Siin on need tööriistid olemas. Ma olen teinud teekatte markeeringud siin, nii nagu ta on tulnud, rattarajad. Et nagu ma ütlesin, 19 joone tüüpi. Aga mida ma tahan näidata on siis see, et ka Autosignil on IFC eksporter. Ehk siis oletame, et meil on siin juba kõik töö valmis, kõik nagu klapib. Mõistlik IFC juurde minna, siis saame importida muidugi, vahetusel eksportida ja siis sellised 4 punkt, siis nagu see X on siin nagu lahtiseks jäetud kas 0 või 1. Siviilil me teame, et on praegu saab 4.1 eksportida. Siit me saame nagu valida, mida me tahame. Ja layer manageriga klassikaline AutoCAD-i töövõte, te jätate, kas friisite seal midagi või isoleedite ja nii on mugavam näiteks valida siit ka. Aga see läheb jube paljuks võib-olla. Näete, ta leidis 664. Ta hakkab nüüd nagu ketrama seda, et kui ma ekspordiks ta. Et pigem mina teeks kihtide kaupa on eksporteril lihtsam ja nii edasi. No ja siis valite siit välja, et mina olen teinud praegu niimoodi, et ma tegin need 2 puud, panin sinna liiklusmärgid sivilist eksporditud IFC-na ja nüüd liiklusmärgid siis läbi selle CGS-i ekspordi. Ja kohe näeme neid võrdlusi ka. Ja siis kattemarkeering ka, et siis esimesena tegingi selle, et pärast ei tahtnud nii pikalt neid nimetada faililist. Muidu oleks nagu ühtsam stiil. Ja nagu see põhisõnum selle IFC eksporteri juures tuleb siin välja see, et kui me läheme siia näiteks ja näete, mul on, siin on nagu hall varjund on peal, konsori gradual'i ristmik, liiklusmärgid, see on see sama fail, mis ma eksportisin siis sivili IFC-ga, kasutades ka digitaalehitusklastris Eno Lintsi poolt tehtud näiteks properties ette, et siis näete TL liiklusmärk, mul läks kõikide nende, mis olid selles kihis ja ma hoidsin foore ka siis nende solidite kihis, läksid sellise nagu, siin võiks muidugi olla TL4. Aga ja nüüd, kui ma klikkisin selle CGS-i peal, siis neid properties ette saab ka ja nagu Leon teile mainis oma jutus, et kõik on kohandatav, tuleb ainult nagu jagada seda sisulist teavet, et millised on meie struktuurid, meie info sisud ja nagu saab, aga hetkel nagu seda seal ei ole Autosignis. Ma olen sellel teemal nagu suhelnud ja neid ettepanekuid teinud, aga hetkel lihtsalt selleni ei ole veel jõutud. Et minul poolt oli ka nagu väga väike näidis ainult too hetk saadetud. Et me siit näeme siis juba need kõik liiklusmärgid on ikka eraldi plokid ja asjad ja selles suhtes. Aga näete ka on visuaali erinevus. Tegelikult, et CGS on keskendunud oma ikkagi märkidele, need plokid on vastavalt genereeritud sellisele käsule, mis ikkagi arvestab neid ploki sees oleva solidi värvi parameetreid ja nii ta on. Et hetkel ma tegelikult ka nagu teised panelistid lõpetasid natuke varem, tõmbaks ka hetkel selle jutu kokku, et saame siis äkki minna üle sellele arutelule, mis meid siis võiks ees oodata kohe kõigi panusel. Et mina tänan teid.
Aga tänud, Martin. Et nüüd siis tõepoolest olge julged, küsige, kui küsimusi tekkis, aga samas väike kokkuvõte veel. Barbara Kolenš annab mõned teated veel lõpuosas edasi ja siis saategi kas siia chati postitada otse. Terve teeb mikri avatuks küsimusi esitada või siis pärast teateid saata Martinile või minule või või miks mitte, kui on huvivahendust soovivaid ka CGS-i inimestele teateid küsimusi saata, et pole keelatud. Aga thank you for everyone, Leon and Antonio and Barbara. Now it's conclusions time. Are you with us? Maybe you can share some news we talked before.
Yes, of course. I am with you. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can hear you. And then after this news, there is open questions and answers. Yeah.
Yes.
Round.
Okay, thank you, Ivari. Yes, really, for the conclusion, we prepared, I think, also some interesting information from the sales point. So just to let you know, we offered a 10% of discount for all new Autosign licenses in Estonia. And this small promotion will be alive until the end of June. The second thing I would like to announce is our new licensing option, traffic collection, we call it. So with the new release 2023, which we released actually 14 days ago, we are presenting the new licensing option. And this is a collection of tools of site design, signalization design for traffic and for urban areas, vehicles, swept pattern analysis, and turn simulation. So we recommend it to all traffic planners, civil engineers, urban planners, and architects. In addition, I would like to invite you to follow us on our blog, which we are publishing every 14 days, I think. We invite you to get following us on LinkedIn, and yes, keep watching our webinars and all the things that we are publishing on the website, and then we lead you to the GoTo's channel and etc. All the connections that are using now. This will be all from my side. Just let me mention that we are anytime available for you. So for more information, you can talk with AruCAD Süsteemid or with us directly, whatever. We will be more than happy to cooperate and to share with you any question you might have. So thank you from my side, and I think that now is the time for questions and answers.
Thank you, Barbara. Et nagu siis Barbara teadustas, et Autosign litsentsidele kas paketis või eraldi variandile on väike soodustus kuni juuni lõpuni, et seda infot siis jagame teile ja ka teistele huvilistele. Et seda juunikuud palju ei ole, aga kellel ikkagi on selline konkreetsem huvi ja leiab, et tal on vaja Autosigni lähiajal kasutama hakata, siis on selline natuke soodsam võimalus ka tekkimas. Nüüd aga, kui julgesti küsige võib-olla Plateia kohta tekkis kellelgi küsimusi või muid küsimusi, siis me oleme siin vähemasti nii kaua, kui teie olete siin. Äkki ja kes teab, kes siin parasjagu nüüd aktiivselt on jälgimas, aga loodame, et info tuli kasuks ja avardas silmaringi ka. Et nagu välja toodud, Plateiat kasutatakse ka suuremates projektides ja võib-olla see on üks alternatiiv. Vähemasti kellel on konkreetsemat huvi, siis võite ka demoversiooni küsida. So we will stay here at least some minutes, and hopefully there is people who are really interested We are waiting for possible questions. Nii, Terje, kas kõigil külalistel on võimalus vabalt küsimusi esitada ka avasmiikris? Näiteks ma näen, Uku on siin, võib-olla Uku sul tekkis küsimusi Plateia suhtes, et püüan siin.
Kõik saavad oma mikrid avada, kes soovivad rääkida.
Aga sa võid nad ka lahti teha võib-olla.
Ma ei saa neid lahti teha, nad peavad ise tegema, aga neil on see võimalus.
Nii kui Uku siin pool, et kui minu poole juba konkreetselt pöörduti, siis ma ütlen, et mina on olnud see täna lihtsalt info kogumiseks. Mul mingeid konkreetseid küsimusi, ettepanekuid seekord ei ole.
Okei, ma lihtsalt mõtlesin, et sa oled olnud tihtipeale aktiivsem asjade uudistaja, et lihtsalt püüdsin irriteerida natukene. Aga ma irriteerin edasi, et Renek, kas sa oled liinil? Nii. Et kuidas sinu kogemused Autosigniga oled saanud proovida, kas on mingeid küsimusi tekkinud või kõik toimib või ootad mingeid täiendusi lisaks? So just in this questioning for, I'm taking initiative and once again asking you, Barbara, what collection package you are suggesting to the designer who wants to use Autosign and Autopath, because you have some updates and things, and maybe just good to repeat what collection solution would be best.
Yes, of course. So when we developed this product, so we had in mind all the traffic planners or all the civil engineers, all the urban planners or architects, for example, who can use that tools we are offering from the site design, from the signalization design for traffic, for urban areas, for vehicle swapped analysis and turn simulation. These are the tools we are offering together at a very competitive price and can be used on daily basis for the longer project or the smaller one.
What was the package name?
Sorry, this is the traffic. This is the traffic collection tool.
Traffic collection. It includes Autopath.
Autopath Ultimate, then Autosign Ultimate, and site design.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we guess that we share this information also in our blog more actively, and then also this information about this campaign. Okay, I see that there is still almost all attendees present, but probably it's a busy working day, and or as I have said, we are looking and considering very carefully things.
Yes, Ivari, if I may jump in. So if anybody has a question, they can always, they can provide the questions to you or to
Sure.
us, and we will we will answer them and provide them also. We have links to other documentation videos, whatever they are interested in. So they can, they can share their questions more privately with you.
Of course.
And then we will manage everything.
We are just keeping some minutes opportunity because it can some guys still awakening or looking back what was happened meanwhile. Because I guess that in this busy working day, it's already accounted to the recording, and we will share the recording. And of course, we are continuing with communications. So once again, thank you very much, all your team. Thank you, Barbara, Leon, and Antonio.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We will close this webinar stage and keep in touch with you, and also thank you for everybody who had participated, attended, whenever you are present or not. But wishing to everybody nice day, and yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Stay well. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye.